By now, though, they'd already received their first major stroke of luck. Betty Callaway, trainer of the Hungarian world champions Andra Szalay and Cristina Ragozzi, had taken them under her wing.
Well, I had Ragozzi Szalay, and I hadn't really seen Chris and Jane skate. Certainly not at the British the year I took them. And then I didn't see them in Strasbourg. They must have been in another group to us. And I saw them at Worlds, and I said to Christina at the time, oh, I like our new young British couple. They certainly look as though they have a lot of promise. Well, as it happened, I thought no more about it, and as it happened after that, the trainer that they had, Janet Sawbridge, retired, and the manager from Nottingham, where they come from, got in touch with me and asked if I would be able to take them over.
They look utterly brilliant all the time now. What did you have to work on most at the beginning?
They had been very well grounded to begin with, which was very lucky. So all I had to do was improve on the technique and things like that as they became more competent skaters. I think mainly was to give them more confidence, make them a little more mature, and give them a little more polish and sophistication.
Can you remember when you first saw Chris and Jane?
It was a long time ago. It was 7 or 8 years ago at our European Championships. We went there with Betty Callaway, and that was the first time we saw them at a competition together.
Andras, can you remember what you thought of them then?
Well, there was a young couple, new faces in the British team, and they just made a good impression. And they are good dancers, but they were through. I mean, we didn't really watch them too well, you know, so just met them first time, and it was kind of nice people.
Was there any sign then of the talent that's been born to great fruition now?
Well, ever since when they started to work with Betty Callaway, and then we started to watch them, and we figured that they were very, very hard-working people and very talented. And later in the years, I think they just developed it up to here, which is fabulous.
Kristen, why do you think they made such great improvement?
Well, as Andrew said, they are very, very hard workers, and of course they're very talented people. And I think putting all these together and, you know, the improvement that they made in ice dancing, that brought them up here.
The concentrated training periods with Betty in Budapest soon saw the results improve dramatically. Fifth in the 1980 Olympics at Lake Placid, they arrived in Dortmund for the World Championships with high hopes of a medal. A couple of slips in the original set pattern put pay to those, but in the free dance came the first signs that they had made significant strides. Here there was style, artistry, and real authority. The performance, though well received by the audience, didn't persuade the judges to move them up, and so they finished one place off the medals. But they had made their impact. The prospect of World Championship medals wasn't now just a distant fantasy. It was close, frustratingly close. So they threw themselves into their work with renewed venom. But weren't there days when they felt sick of skating?
I don't say we get sick of it. We sometimes get bogged down by what we're doing. And you have to take a break. You never actually get to the point and say, oh no, not skating again, do we?
No.
I think if you did, that would be the time to say, well, we've got to get out. Because you don't start working as a pair. Just one is lacking on one side, and so the partnership will suffer.
There was never any sort of romantic involvement between the two of you?
No, it's sort of been a very platonic sort of relationship. But on the other hand, we don't let sort of outside people sort of get emotional with us because it wouldn't work. At the moment, we just have to skate as a pair. And so you have to be as one as much of the time as possible.
I would think it's dangerous, would it not be, forming some kind of romantic attachment? Because if that fell sour, then where are you left with?
Well, not only that, but if you're taking your emotions somewhere else, it's taking something away from what you've got together.